Hola, hola, mis amores, y bienvenidos a Everyday Español. Today's lesson, we're going to have some fun with grammar. And you're like, grammar, fun? Yes, of course, we're going to have some fun with it. But with a complex topic that makes a lot of people confused. So today's video is going to be focusing on the difference between ser y estar, but using characters from the movie Inside Out from Disney so that we can kind of understand when you would use one or the other. Like I said, we're going to have some fun with the grammar with it today. If you've seen the movie or at least know of the movie, each character represents a different emotion within somebody else. So the characters themselves, like there's Joy, she is Joy, like that is the only personality trait that she has. Anger, the only real personality trait that he has is anger. Okay, so as you can kind of see, this video is all centered around characters and them representing a certain emotion or feeling. Before we get into today's fun lesson, make sure you guys have downloaded the Unacademy app to keep brushing up on this idea of ser versus estar, because the app perfectly and seamlessly integrates the differences between ser and estar without making it too complex. So both ser y estar both mean to be, the infamous to be or not to be. But they both mean something different. Like, yes, they mean to be, but they are used in different contexts to communicate different things. So the verb ser, in a simple way, is used to describe what something is, to describe characteristics that are essential to the being of that thing or person. A lot of times people like to use the verb ser to talk about permanent states, but I want us to not necessarily think about that, but think about it's used to describe what something is, an essential characteristic to the thing or person we are describing. So therefore with estar, we use it to describe how something is. So conditions, feelings, locations, more temporary states. I feel like a lot of time on the internet when you search ser versus estar, they talk about permanent and temporary, and then that gets locked in people's brain. I don't love that explanation so much. I mean, yes, it can be good for some people, but I just really want us to focus on ser being what something is and estar explaining how something is, talking about feelings, locations. I really just want us to focus on how ser is talking about what something is, essential characteristics of that person to that being of that thing, whereas estar is explaining how something is, conditions, states, locations, emotions. So let's quickly jump to this clip of Joy from the movie Inside Out.
Hello, did I wake you?
You have to play that.
Well, I have to practice, and I don't think of it as playing so much as hugging.
Okay, so we just saw that scene of Joy from Inside Out. Her entire being and personality is joy, happiness, and positivity. If we are saying someone es alegre, we're saying that they are a happy person. That is their core, that is their being. That is their personality trait. So I like to use joy in this example because joy doesn't super represent anything else other than joy. So that is when you would use ser. Now, I'd like to make this a big caveat. Pause, pay attention. Typically, if you're describing somebody's feelings and emotions, you are going to use the verb estar. So why are you showing us emotions from Inside Out with ser? Well, because I'm trying to show you what you would be communicating if you used ser with an emotion. So typically, if you want to say, oh, that person is happy, ella está feliz. You're saying she is happy. That is a condition or a state that she is in. Whereas if you say, ella es alegre, you are basically saying, ella es una persona alegre. She is a happy person. Like that is her being, like her own being. So that's why I use joy, because if you use es with the feeling to say somebody is happy, you're communicating that she's essentially joy, that is her whole being. If you take away anything from this video, that needs to be the one thing. That yes, I'm using the Inside Out characters to have fun with the uses of ser versus estar, because it can be tricky. But I'm trying to show you that it's a common mistake for people to want to use es with feelings and emotions. But I'm showing you what you would be communicating if you used ser with a feeling or an emotion. Now let's dive in a little bit deeper into the verb ser. Remember that the verb ser is used to describe what somebody is to their core, what their personality is, who they are part of their identity. If you use ser with an emotion word, you are saying that feeling, your emotion, is part of their core personality. That is their being, that is who they are, that is what they are. Let's take sadness from the movie Inside Out, for example. Typically, a lot of people want to say, oh, ella es triste. Now, we wouldn't be saying that. You wouldn't say that. But if you did use it, you would be communicating that sadness. That the person that you are describing is sadness, always down, always blue. It's part of their core personality, which is typically why we don't see ser used with emotions or feelings, because people are so much more than just one feeling of sadness. But taking this movie, for example, ella es triste, you're saying ella es una persona triste. She is a sad person. That person is sad. That's their being. That is their core. Now, if you see your friend over there crying, having a bad day, and you went, oh, she's sad today, like she's sad, you would say ella está feliz, because that sadness, that crying, isn't a part of her poor personality. It's just a condition of how she is feeling in this moment today. So ser plus emotion equals their identity / personality. So unless you are describing the characters from Inside Out, joy, sadness, anger, in those cases, sure, you would use ser with an emotion because it's describing them as a personality. But most of the time, you're not going to see ser with an emotion, just in the case of Inside Out. Now, on the other hand, estar is used to describe a person's condition or feeling in a specific moment of time. It's like you were saying this is how they are right now, but not who they are as a person. You are in a bad mood and you're mad, you're angry, and you want to say, I'm mad, or let's cut this way. This person is mad. You want to talk about somebody else being mad. You would say, la persona está enojada. La persona está enojada. Because hopefully that's not their being, that's not their core, that's how they're feeling in a moment, in that specific moment. Now, if we look at anger from Inside Out, you would probably never say that él está enojado, because he's always mad. That's to his whole core, which is why we would never say está enojado with him. So using the verb estar with an emotion is letting us know it's kind of temporary, or it's just in the specific moment currently how they are feeling. So estar plus an emotion is a temporary state of being, reaction to something currently happening in the moment. Let's take a quick break from ser versus estar and hop on the Unacademy app. Okay, match the following with salsa, sin salsa, with sauce. Okay. Él come nachos. Jennifer drinks wine with cheese. Jennifer bebe vino con queso. Perfecto. Dragon drops sal. Cerveza beer. Queso cheese. Translate to Spanish. Where is my dad? ¿Dónde está mi papá? Ice. H-I-E-L-O. Hielo. Perfecto. All right, let's jump back into our conversation of ser versus estar using characters from Inside Out. I want this to be crystal clear for you guys. So let's jump in using some examples with the characters and personalities from Inside Out. So again, a quick background is the story, or the movie, is about a girl named Riley, just a normal girl, okay? And inside, we get a look inside of her brain. And the characters inside of her brain are representing her different emotions. But if you have just one of them, for example, Joy, she is only joy. That is her only personality trait, that is her being. You have anger, that is his only personality trait, his only being. We have sadness, that is her only personality trait and being. But that does, all of those personalities make up Riley. So that's background into our examples for today. So example 1, alegría, joy. If we say Riley es alegre or Riley es feliz, sounds weird for one, but if we were to use it in that way, we are saying that that is Riley's personality. She is only ever that way. She's only joyous and only happy and doesn't really experience anything else. Whereas if we said Riley está feliz or está alegre, we are saying that right now she's happy, she's good. It's not a part of her being or personality. Example 2, tristeza, sadness. If we were to say Riley es triste, which again sounds weird. We don't typically see emotions with the verb ser. But if we did, if you use that, you would be communicating that Riley is a sad person. That is her personality. That is her core, which we know that's not her. That's not how people are really made up. So if we want to say, right now, Riley's sad, Riley's having a bad day, you would say, Riley está triste, showing that right now, this condition, she is sad. Are we doing okay so far? Are we seeing the difference? I'm going to stop and say it again. We don't typically ever really see emotions with the verb ser. This is just a way so that you guys can see the difference in what you would be communicating if you used ser with emotions and estar with emotions. I think the movie Inside Out is such a wonderful way to compare what you would be communicating if you said one thing or another. So in our previous example, Riley es triste, if you said that, you're thinking, okay, that little character, that sadness character that we see in the movie, you're kind of saying that's Riley. That is how she is always. And we know that's not the case. Our third example, furia, anger. If we were to say Riley es enojada or Riley es furia, we are saying she's an angry person, that's who she is. Whereas if we said Riley está enojada, we are saying she's angry right now. It's letting us know, the listener, she's angry, but it's not a part of her personality. Her personality isn't anger and being so upset. If we use ser, like we did in the first part, we would basically say this little red character that is in her brain that we see in the movie, that is Riley all the time. And that's not what we're trying to say. To recap, we use ser to talk about people's personality and their core being what they are. And we use estar to talk about how somebody is, talking about their condition, emotion, their state of being. For example, like somebody being happy or sad in a particular moment. And there you have it, folks, the differences between ser y estar. I hope this video, in using this fun way to compare the uses of ser and estar, made it a little clearer for you guys, because quite frankly, this is a confusing topic that a lot of people take a minute to grasp. So I found this super helpful for my students and my kids because the movie is so relevant, especially right now, and a great way to show how you are using ser and how you are using star to communicate different things. If you liked this video, make sure you let me know in the comments and share this video. And what else could we do? Turn on that notification button so you never miss another video with Everyday Espanol. I'll catch you guys next time on my channel, Everyday Espanol, for more Spanish just like this. Adios.